Welcome to the ELKSHAPE Gear Channel. Dan State, and I'm going to go over the new ARK frame from KIFARU, new to 2024. They are dropping a lot of new items. We don't even have them all yet. They are also dropping some great content on their YouTube channel explaining everything. I'm going to try to do my best today to break this down, put an existing bag on this frame, try to size it as well, and show you the ins and outs with good lighting. This is a $500 frame. Everything on this frame is made in the United States, including the carbon, which is out of Utah. Everything is sewn, sourced in the States. I've been working with KIFARU for several years now. I just want to kind of preface with, when I first started hunting, I think I ran a Kelty. My first hunting industry-based backpack was a Badlands, and then at some point I tried the Eberly stock. I migrated over to Mystery Ranch, and then I ran EXO for several years, and then I found KIFARU maybe 3 or 4 years ago, tried it out, loved the frame, thought it was the best thing on the market. Got to know their system with their bags, their pouches, their accessories. Now here we are today looking at running a carbon, a lighter version. I'm going to explain where they cut weight and where they took advantage of that weight cut and bolstered some of their items. So the carbon frame, here it is. I just took the straps out, and you know what? It is really light. And because it's light, they beefed up the density and the foam of the lumbar pad, as well as the hip belt and the shoulder straps. So these are more dense, which means like if you were to smash it down and throw it in the bottom of a tote, it's not gonna like show wear and tear, and everything's gonna last a little bit longer. It's still gonna be a little bit lighter than the Duplex Lite frame. It's definitely gonna be lighter than the tactical frame, which I have both, and I'll show you those in this video. Both are still good. Sizing, this is 25, which is gonna be standard for almost everybody. Shorter people like myself could get away with the 22 as well. I elected for the 25 because it's going to come with different options for the load lifters. I'll explain that. And then there's things that I might miss on here. Feel free to call me out, comment below. I'm just trying to get you guys this information so you can make more informed decisions. So let's go ahead and break this down. First things first is we're gonna put the straps in. We wanna get you really good angles on all this stuff. So I'm gonna take this little buckle piece right here. I gotta get through here. And it will come in a box already sized for the average guy. So plan on making adjustments to suit your fancy, trying it on, look in the mirror, make sure it's fitting, and then just make adjustments until you get it dialed. So I'm just gonna get this piece through, and then this Velcro strap here in the bottom, I'm gonna slide up and then through. There you go. And I will rinse and repeat on this side like so, right there. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just so you guys know, save you some time. There we are. Now the load lifter, this is kind of cool and new. Instead of like this will actually snap into place. We need this to go here. In order to do that, we got these little doodads. Because I am short, I'm gonna go to the lower one. So I'm gonna go in here, through the top, and you see I'm gonna feed it through here. Can I put this down? This would help me out. Once that's fed through, take this guy. So now that's fed through, I'm just gonna snap it. And then you can adjust this load lifter depending, we'll put the pack on here in a second. Let's do it on the same side. So I'm gonna take this through here, through the top. Most of you guys will probably go through the top. Snap it in, back it off. Belt sizes are important. You're gonna wanna order a small if your waist is 28 to 34, which is gonna be a lot of you. If you're over 34, you're most likely gonna fall under a medium belt. What's different down here is the angle that the bottom of this shoulder strap goes in to the waist. It's more like a 45. They did that on purpose. You can tell by the stitches because that's going to prevent pinch right here. And that's something that some folks were not stoked about, was it pinching. They solved that. Right here you can see this is laser cut moly versus what they did in the past. It's going to be a more durable solution, and it's stitched into a more dense piece of foam for the waist belt. There's going to be an option to run some sort of meat shelf if you want. KIFARU just did a video on it. We're going to link it right there. And that system weighs 5 ounces, which is nice. I actually don't run meat between the frame and the bag. Generally, I take things and sort them out and slide meat directly into the bag so I can cinch it tighter to the frame and so that I can honestly carry more weight. And ideally, if I'm with a partner, pack an elk out in one trip. Kind of hurts, but it's kind of like one and done. If you like a meat shelf, you have that option is what I'm trying to say. So you can see this slides on from the bottom with the lumbar pad here. We want to attach my Bedlam to this. So it comes with these guys right here. Let's see what we got. Hopefully I can figure out what those two are for. I know what these are. You can see these grooves right here. This is where you're going to basically create attachment points where you can go, just like we did, through here, feed it through this loop system, cinch it down tight, and then we can put a female end or a male end here and clip. That's the sound it makes. Clip it all the way in. Let's go ahead and do that next, but first, let's see how this looks. Go here. So you can see on both sides, we're ready for attachments. And then I don't know where I need to put these, but I have several options. Let's check out the pack fit. Again, I could get away with a 22. Most people would want a 25. I don't have a very long torso. There's really nothing long on me, if you know what I mean. So we'll go here. Embarrassed with that. What I'm trying to prevent on the sides is a big gap through here. You don't want something like that. And so you'll want to adjust this up or down and the load lifters specifically to get rid of that. But if you're going to carry large loads, you're going to want to run the 25. Like if you're going to pack out animals, you need to put them on the 25 frame. So let's get a bag on this. Speaking of bags, here's the two options that we have. There's some stuff in them still. This is the Bedlam. I ran it in 2023 on a tactical frame. So when I pull it off, I'll show you what the tactical looks like. It's a little heavier. It's a little cozier. It's got a little more cushion. It weighs more. And then this is the Duplex Lite frame with the Hoodlum, which is the tried and true expedition style backpack that I primarily use on backpack style hunts. This is gonna be more of a day setup. I did backpack hunt with the Bedlam last year. I went in 6 miles once or twice, stayed out for 3 to 4 days, and it was a tight fit, but I got everything in there and was able to have some success. So let's go ahead and just start from the bottom of the bag here. I'm gonna unclip here and here, and then underneath, this is what I was talking about. I'll show you how the shoulder straps insert through the belt differently now, which is a better design for sure. Before it was very much perpendicular. Now it's coming in at a 45. It's going to prevent that pinch. I'm going to detach the bag from the belt pouch here, lift up. We got a fun little surprise here. Keep all these little over here. So we're going to go through, out. That side's detached. I'll do it again. Here. Come out. She's free. On the sides, we're still attached. We'll pull this off. Good there. We are free. So more on this bag in a second. Let's check out the Duplex Lite. Let's check out the tactical frame. So you can see I have my Nalgene holder on the right side, and I have a little small pocket here. This thing's just going to weigh more. It's got a guide lid. Let's get that out of here. So you can see the lumbar pad is a lot thicker now. More density, should ride better. These are thicker compared to these. And these have more density compared to these. Ooh, I got my little ASIAC GPS attachment. So I'm gonna have to steal a couple parts off this one, but this is a darn good frame. They're still gonna sell them. Let's put on the Bedlam. Here's what I like the Bedlam. This thing right here is a spot for you to put a spotting scope, which is what I do. You can put your puffy and you can cinch it down. It's just like you need a quick stash pocket. That's what this is. You still have a spot here to run a spotter or tripods, or maybe you even have trekking poles that fold up into 3 like the Z poles from Peaks. That will work. On this side, you do not have that third pocket, but you can run a tripod here or your full length sissy sticks is what I usually do. And then you have access to the main compartment right here as a side zip, which is always huge. You have this giant snow collar, which allows you to run it with a lid or not. You can use the snow collar as the lid. And then in here you have a place for your water bladder. I usually put like my KIFARU wallet with all my tags here, my kill kit here. These are the things I never need to get to until something's on the ground. And then lots of room down here to store whatever. And then you can, all KIFARU bags have a little spot here to put this guy. And then they have ports for your water if you like. I personally don't run a water bladder, but I know a lot of guys do. For me, it's like I don't know if I'm almost out of water until you're out of water. And I like to keep a big Nalgene on my right hip. Plus I'll keep another big Nalgene in here. You do you. So let's attach this bad boy. I'll get it kind of spruced up a little bit. So with those KIFARU bags, you're gonna go over the top. And this is where your load lifters are going to attach. So unless you're running this naked for packing out animals, maybe you wanna do your sandbag training, rucking in the summer, this can come out, which is I'm gonna take these out right now, pull these away, stow them, and just slide the bag over the top here. Top of the Bedlam, it's gonna slide right over. I kind of already put these in ahead of time, and then I'm gonna wanna run this directly to these options here. So, because I do run a guide lid, I'm gonna have some sort of female or male over here, but I'm gonna pull them out just to keep it clean. Then I'm going to take advantage of going low here, just from knowing what fits me best. Also, it is 20 degrees in my studio, so I can't feel my fingers. So if you're wondering why I'm struggling, rinse and repeat. Load lifters attached. If you notice on the Bedlam, you can do the meat shelf thing if you wanted to. You would keep this attached. You'd pull the top off and you can slide the meat in. It takes a lot of time in the field. And if you're like me and you got an elk down, chances are the guy behind the camera has a tag in his pocket. Chances are that I have a tag in another state. We're in a hurry. And it does take probably 10, 15 minutes to get the meat. I just don't think the juice is worth the squeeze. When I have all these compartments, I can take stuff out of the center, slide it around, put the meat in there, and get on our way. And it's honestly a better carry. It's easier to do if you have it in the actual bag, and this bag unzips on the side. You can fit double quarters. I've done it with this bag. Down here at the bottom, we're gonna take this guy and go through here, and we're gonna cinch it up pretty tight. We're gonna go in. And then feed it out this bottom part. While we're over here, we're gonna go ahead and get this attachment right here fed through the belt. Then I'll switch sides and do it one more time for you guys. One thing to note, this little guy will really help when you have this extra slack. You can come underneath here. You can fold it up real tight, keep it all tidy. Kind of keeps it organized and dialed. So through the back part, feed it out here. Slide one of these underneath, fold it up, little origami. Good to go. Take this through here when we're attached to the belt. Slide it through. You can mess with that later. You see these two tabs right here? It's great for hooking right here so that you can store like a sleeping bag underneath here, or sometimes I found like a big old shed and I want to carry it out. I can slide a shed here and you can, so we'll put a little snap system in there in a second. So we'll come back to that. Now we need to get to the side of the bag. So let me clean this part up for you guys. The Bedlam's got a spot for another pocket, the two mollies right there. And then you can run a snap wherever. Obviously I had a guide lid on over the top, so the guide lid would feed here and here. This is kind of cool for the stash pouch. You can cinch it down as tight as you want or as loose as you want. Okay, so now I'm going to get it attached on the sides. So we will get these two connected, and we will probably do the same right here. All right, I put this on the side of the frame, and then I'm taking this guy right here, and I want to buckle right into a female. Check for fitment, dialed. Create a little real estate. Connect. Cinch it down. We'll mess with fit in a second. Throw a female on. Secure that in. But this is cool about this backpack is you can unbuckle and zip that all the way down and get to whatever you need. And like I was saying, you have room here for a large or medium pocket of your choice or pouch, or you can fold this over and do one additional one or one just right there, or you can do a guide lid. And there's a couple guide lid options. There's one with two organizers and a main. I kind of like just one big one to keep stuff. There's still stuff in here, but let's get this guide lid situated. So we know with this guide lid, I can cinch it down, which I recommend. Fold it. You can go over that if you want. You don't have to. Take your female end here. Find the guy that goes straight up and down. And once you have your north and south, go right there. Find this one that goes north and south. Zip this up. Sometimes what I'll do is if I'm riding my bow, I can put my bow part through here and over the top. This guide lid can double as a little mini backpack, which is cool. Like if you're stalking an elk or a mule deer and you don't want to bring your pack, but it's bedded and you know you're going into the elements, what if you want to just pack just enough water to be able to sit on that mule deer for hours? You can use this as kind of like a little mini approach. I always forget to mention that on videos, but you could literally just throw this over, have maybe just a knife, a couple of game bags, a protein bar, a bottle of water, and you can go make that final approach. It's good to go. And then we want to attach a female end here. If you want the guide lid, depending on how you want it to ride, you could put a female and share it. I'll probably go second one down, two females there so that it clips in. So we're gonna go male in there. Like I told you guys, I'm gonna run it pretty close. Do it again. So you could go here, there. I'm choosing the lowest. Now, you can manipulate all this stuff. You can adjust all this to slide up or down so that your chest strap, ideally, when this thing's cinched down, you could have that up here at your clavicle if you wanted to. Just get it fit, suit to where you're happy. And we're here. And this is the Bedlam on the new Ark frame. I kind of like it with a guide lid. Notice I didn't run any extra pouches or pockets. I like to keep it pretty streamlined and simple. And as a bonus, 2 more things on this video before you tune out. Let me show you how I put a bow on here, and then let me show you the Duplex Lite frame with that hoodlum, just so you got eyeballs. And again, this is just for you guys to make informed decisions. Lastly, I want to show you how I put a bow on this Bedlam, or any KIFARU for that. You can run the cam right there. It's kind of a nice little sweet spot to hold it in place, and then you can set it gently there. And then I just have 2 extra straps that I've used that go basically perpendicular to the length of the Bedlam. So I'm here, I attached a male, I'm sharing, click in, and then we'll run 1 more here. Obviously there's nothing in there, so you can see what I'm saying, but that is a dope system. This is the new ARK frame from KIFARU. That's where the guide lid attached. So our load shelf attached with the new buckle, which is awesome. I utilized every space attaching the Bedlam. I attached the Bedlam here. That's the extra bow strap. Also, it helps to, when you got an animal, you can help secure, or if you have a bigger load and you're backpacking in. This is from the frame to the bag. This is from the frame across the bow. This is from the frame sharing to the bag. On the other side, similar deal here. From the bag to the frame, from the bag to the frame, from the frame to the other side across the bow, sharing this one directly to the bag, and then we're attached at the bottom of the frame as well as to the hip. This is the Bedlam on an ARK frame. The last thing to show you is going to be the Duplex Lite. The Duplex Lite, Nalgene, hip, lighter than the Tactical, very similar. It's just not gonna be as light as the ARK. Older straps, if you're hard on your straps, you may have to replace them if like you're really using the crap out of your backpack every couple years. I don't think you're gonna have to do that with the new ARK frame and the denser foam. Same with here, the denser foam and the lumbar pad just being thicker. But I wanna give you a behind the scenes look of the Duplex Lite. Your Tactical, guys, KIFARU International, made in the USA. Comment below, what did I miss? What can we make more videos on? How can we help you? Smash the sub. Tyler Denham runs this channel. I make guest appearances. The reason why we handpicked Tyler, he's not sponsored. He's blue collar. He's a captain firefighter, and he knows stuff. So help us make better content. Comment below what you'd like to see, what we could do better. In the meantime, stay on your grind.